CBS News legal analyst Jack Ford joins us at the table. Jack, lots of people have an opinion, and all of us say, that ain't right. It may be legal, but it sure isn't right. How is this allowed?
Yeah, it does sound odd, Gail.
It is odd.
Yeah, it is, indeed. And the reality is most people would think, well, wait a minute, why is this any different than some stranger walks up and sits on your rocking chair on your porch and says, I kind of like it. I'm not going to leave here. The answer is because they had this employment relationship that gave her a place to live. That was part of her deal.
But she's no longer doing the job.
Well, that's why they've got to go into court now, because California's landlord-tenant laws, and a lot of states have these very protective landlord-tenant laws that have specific procedures designed to protect both sides, landlords and tenants. So here they're saying, all right, this is not a trespassing situation because she had a right to be there. You now, the employers, the family, are saying she doesn't have a right anymore. She's saying, I do. So as a consequence, for instance, the police said, we're not going to get involved in this trespassing. This is a dispute between you guys, and you have to go into court and treat it as a landlord-tenant dispute.
Jack, if the family locked her out of the house, would the police intervene then, do you think?
Look at you, this mind working on how we handle this.
Everybody is thinking of themselves in this situation. What would you do?
What would you do? And apparently she's not leaving the house, which would allow them to do that. But the family called the police and tried to say, get her out. It's a trespass, and the police said it isn't. It's not a criminal case, and it might be disturbing to you, but you're going to have to go through the procedures, very precise and detailed procedures for this to happen.
Well, this is every mother's nightmare, especially in families' nightmare too, who hires a nanny. How could you prevent something like this from happening? And what does this mean? I'd never heard of she was part of this vexatious litigant list.
What that means
that
is
would be a good Scrabble word if it wasn't so long with the V,
what that
the
means
X,
is,
and the S.
real quickly, anybody can have access to our courts. We don't have a system where if you sue and lose, you have to pay the judgments or the costs. There's some exceptions to that. So some states now have started to say, well, we've got to deal with people who are taking advantage of the court system. We'll create this list. It doesn't automatically mean you can't go back into court, but it sort of brings into place here. The short answer for your other question is get everything in writing. Be precise.
But if you had done a background check
on
your nanny, would that have come up?
It should.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Jack Ford, thanks, Jack.